Listen, listen to the rhythm of today. Heartbeat, heartbeat. It's a brand new beat. Heartbeat, heartbeat. Something new is breaking through. Listen, it's the heartbeat of America.
I think it's the most comfortable show car you can buy and ride.
Heartbeat, heartbeat.
Well, first off, it's a Chevrolet. That puts it top of the list to start with. Monte Carlo always had a nice line to it from the first right on out.
I like to drive it. I have a good time.
It's my fourth one. I love it. I'm looking for another one.
The SS, when they started out, I had to have one.
Listen, the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet. Heartbeat, heartbeat.
I think it's a fantastic color myself.
The body style and ride, it's got a sleek, sporty look to it.
And it's not a big bolt. That's why I like it.
Whether you got it stock or modified, it's a nice car to work with, and there's a lot that you can do to the car.
Listen, the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet. Heartbeat, heartbeat.
Greetings from Columbus, Ohio, where this is the scene of the 6th Annual National Monte Carlo Owners Association Convention. This year, we're pleased to be in Columbus, Ohio, the 18th state in the Union. This particular car right here, fittingly enough, is from Columbus, Ohio. The owner is Joe Acci. This is a very fine example of some of the current thinking in customizing. This particular car has the Pro Street look. This is something that we're seeing quite a bit more of in the club. Not so much in the off-frame restorations, but this sort of thing is really making significant strides. I feel pretty good. Good. Yeah. I'll put a little bit of it back on, but I think you gotta have a little something keeping it. The automobile we're looking at right now belongs to Gerald and Marlene Arnett. It is competing in the original restored classification. The most, or perhaps the most unusual aspect of this automobile is the fact that it is a diesel automobile. And as their display indicates, it's one of 2,350 that were so equipped in 1982 with the diesel engine. This is a very low production number option, and apparently didn't sell all that well. They, due to the low production numbers and sales, the engine was eventually phased out. 1982 Monte Carlo diesel coming to us from Gerald and Marlene Arnett. Right now we're looking at a 1985 Super Sport. This car is competing in the conservative hardtop class. There have been a number of modifications. I guess first and foremost is most obvious the fact that it's been painted, looks to be a Porsche red. Chevrolet never did red on the late model Super Sports. It's unfortunate. It does look very good on the car. This particular car does feature a fiberglass Pro Stock type hood. The antenna has been shaved. It's been lowered, probably from one of the various spindle kits that are offered by a variety of aftermarket manufacturers. The wheels and tires have been changed. It is a 350 cubic inch car. No doubt it's probably a pretty healthy one. It's unfortunate we can't see under the hood, but a beautiful, beautiful 85. This particular car is owned by Tom Weber of Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're real pleased to see this car here at the convention this year. This particular car is a 1972 Monte Carlo. It is an original restored car. It comes to us from Syracuse, New York, from Art and Terry Ballard. This particular car, I'm told, has been off the frame and has been totally restored from the frame up. That's to say that every nut, bolt, screw, clip, fastener, pin, button has been thoroughly restored or replaced with new or new old stock material. It's a beautiful, beautiful restoration. We're starting to see some of the folks go to the length of restoring the small block automobile. We've seen more of the big block and the SS454 restored up till now, but it appears that with the value of the car beginning to come into its own, the small blocks are starting to become subject to off-frame restorations. And judging from this one, this should spur a lot of interest and hopefully will generate a great deal of interest on the part of individuals who have small block cars who may have been contemplating at one time doing an off-frame restoration. This will certainly be a fine example to pattern a car after. And thanks to Art and Terry Ballard of Syracuse, New York, for bringing us this very, very fine example of a 1972. I'm presently talking to Mr. Chet Burish, who comes to the convention from Sparta, Illinois. Just how many miles is that from Sparta to here, sir?
About 480 miles.
Did you have a good drive, sir?
Well, we had a terrible time on Interstate 70. We were going 4 miles an hour, and 10 miles an hour, and 15 miles an hour sometime. But after a while, we got going. Went through some rain, and had battery trouble. The day before I left, I was putting a battery in it the night before I left, and I didn't think I was going to get to come, but so I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to see you here, and this is certainly a fine automobile. I notice you have fender skirts on this car, and it is the 400 small block. We really don't see too many of those in the 1970 model. Are you the original owner? If not, can you give us a little history on this car?
This car was purchased about 22 miles from where I live now, and I'm the third owner. The original man owned it for 16 years. Another man owned it for a couple of years, and I've had it just about 2 years now. And it's an original car. It hasn't been repainted. It's been touched up. The upholstery's original, rugs original, all the inside's original.
Well, it is a beautiful automobile, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you personally for bringing such a fine automobile to the show, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful time, and we hope to see you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this the first convention that both of you have attended with the club?
Yes, it is.
How long have you belonged to the club?
2 years now.
And this is,
2 years.
well, this has worked out pretty well for you then, being right in your own backyard, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was great. It's the first one I've been to, and I love it.
What is the most exciting thing for you as far as being at the convention?
Seeing so many Monte Carlos in one place.
I'm going to put you on the spot here and ask you what your preference is in terms of the cars that were made. Are you more partial to the first generation of cars, or maybe the late model super sports?
I'd have to say the first generation.
I'd be interested in knowing why is that?
Basically because of the body style and the ride. It's got a sleek, sporty look to it.
Yes, it is a very, very good riding car.
It is. It's my fourth one. I love them. I'm looking for another one.
Right now, I'm looking at a 1974 automobile that's owned by Rhonda Van Fleet. And you're from where?
Green Springs, Ohio.
That's near Toledo, right?
Right.
We've got a great many stories to tell, as we've got approximately 250 cars here this year. Unfortunately, this is one of the more sad stories that fortunately we don't see too many of. There's a poster here on the header of this car that says, "Help me." Had a mishap this winter, and the car needs some help in restoration. I'd like to enlist your aid in giving me a little description of what happened here and just what you're looking for this automobile, if you would, please.
Okay, well, this winter I was driving and I happened to hit an ice patch, and I ran to the back of a truck, and the bumper went right through the grill and crinkled everything up, as you can see. I'm having a hard time finding the grill and the header panel for it.
You didn't suffer any injury out of this, did you?
No.
Oh, that's very good. That's fortunate. We certainly wouldn't want anything like that to happen. Yeah, the grill and the front header panel are definitely in need of some help. If there's anyone out there who might be able to help this young lady in restoring the automobile, some of these parts are getting very hard to find. What sort of luck have you been having in chasing some of these down?
Not much. I found a hood for it, and I can't find a grill in good condition. They have 73s.
If there's anybody out there who might be able to help this young lady, please try to contact her through the club headquarters at Post Office Box 187, Independence, and we'll forward along any correspondence you might have in helping her in her dilemma here. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm currently with Denny Mosley, who is from Fayette County, Ohio, and that's Washington Courthouse, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
And he has a beautiful example of an orange 72. Could you give us a little history on this car? You see so very few orange Monte Carlos of any year.
Very few. I've been to quite 100 shows probably in the last 6 years. I've never seen one except today. There's one here today at the show. And this car's been completely restored, kept original, but redid.
I'm curious, just what was it that motivated you to painting this car the orange that it is?
I think it's a fantastic color myself. And it's orange metallic, and it's loud, you know, something different. I like to be something different.
The paint is in real good shape. Just how long has it been since this car was originally shot?
I painted the car probably 4 years ago. It's garaged most of the time, but I drive it to all the shows, rain or shine, and keep it waxed heavily. I take very good care of it, very good. Motor's been completely redid. The interior's just been completely done. All crushed velvet with the orange piping. I've tried to keep it original as far as looking at the outside of it. Just little things minor here and there.
Well, it is a very, very fine example of a first-generation car, and I'd like to take the opportunity to personally thank you for bringing such a fine automobile to the convention. Are you having a good time?
I think the show is fantastic. I'm waiting for next year.
Well, I can't wait myself. It'll be here before we know it. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm talking with Kelly Mayhew, who's from Toledo, Ohio, with a beautiful example of a 1980, one of the third-generation automobiles, and a generation that, fortunately, is finally catching on with the club. I think this is the largest participation we've had with this generation thus far. Is this your first convention?
Yes, it is. This is my first one. It's the first Monte Carlo show I've ever been to.
Are you having a good time?
Yes, I am. I'm having a good time out here. It's bad. It's warm. It's nice.
Looking at the overall show and the numbers of people and cars we have here, what's the thing that impresses you most about the show?
There's a lot of turnout. Everybody's friendly to you, and, you know, staff's nice. The judges are fair, and, you know, you can ask for anything better than that, you know.
What is it about the 1980 Monte Carlo that you find exciting? Why did you purchase this car?
Oh, I had it since high school, and I liked it, the way the body style was and the way it is. I liked it. You know, it just caught my eye, I guess, when I was a kid, you know.
Are you the original owner of this automobile?
The second owner of it. Second owner. Some little lady had it, and I just bought it off of her, and I just restored it from there.
Currently, I'm talking to Brian Wood, and you're from where, sir?
Connecticut.
Whereabouts in Connecticut?
East Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, Brian has done something rather unusual this year. He's volunteered to help us out with the judging at the show. Give me a little background on your decision to participate in this area.
Well, it just seems to be you're more accepted, you know, you're more than just a face or a number on a piece of paper. When they send stuff to you, you come down here, you meet with Larry and all the rest of the staff, and you help them out. They got a hard job to do here. I know it for a fact. We've been here for almost an hour just looking around at different things, trying to make decisions on judging that, you know, I can see what they're going through, you know, with the bigger classes.
Well, in terms of judging, what do you think the most difficult part of your job is in looking at these cars?
Being fair is the difficult part. You've got cars coming from different areas of the United States that some of them, like ours up in the Northeast, have to have undercoating and salt protection and everything else. Where cars coming from Florida, you have bare metal that they can show with mirrors underneath and stuff like that. And it's tough trying to put the same kind of car together with two different areas of the country and try to be fair with these people.
Well, that's a real interesting perspective, and probably one that we've not addressed before, at least on camera, and that has to be very difficult in looking at cars that don't come from areas where chemicals are used on the road in the winter, and the overall restoration doesn't have to be quite as meticulous as that. But I would like to thank you for volunteering. I know that is a tremendously difficult job. This is 1980 automobile, and it comes to us from just where exactly are you from, sir?
Sylvan Lake, Michigan.
And your name, sir?
Ken Justice.
And that's close to Pontiac, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right near Pontiac, Michigan, yeah.
This is a 1980 automobile, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had it about 4 or 5 years. I had a 6-cylinder. I had a rod through the oil pan. I rebuilt the whole motor. I haven't done the body that much yet, though. So.
I noticed looking at your display that you have just recently installed a 9-inch rear end. Could you tell me if you had any problems with that? Just what did you have to go through? A lot of people end up doing serious modifications under there. Was it a lot of trouble?
Well, I tried to find a Grand National rear end to bolt in, but I couldn't find one locally. They're too expensive. So I got a 9-inch Ford from Curry Enterprises in bolts right in. It's no problem. My wife helped me put it in, and it wasn't no problem at all. And I drove it about 200 miles. I've only had it in 2 days. No noises or nothing. It runs fine.
Well, that's great. I know anytime after you make a serious modification like that, you're always on the lookout for problems of any kind. And
I had to make a brake line, and drive shaft had to be shortened 1/2 inch, but that's it.
Did you do all that work yourself?
Yeah, I had the drive shaft shortened because I had to weld it and balance it and everything, but that was no big deal. It was cheap.
Well, you did a lot of work in a short period of time to get to the convention, then, didn't you?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I was pretty busy.
And we're talking right now to Paul Rosenland, isn't that correct?
Right.
And you're from where, sir?
Sutton, Mass.
How far did you have to drive to the convention, sir?
Just about 800 miles. We took it on a truck, though. We cheated.
Well, I can see that with all that you've done to this car, it would warrant trailing in. Would you give me a quick rundown, just exactly what all you have done to this car? It looks like you've done some real serious, extensive modifications, particularly under the hood.
Well, we bought the car 3 years ago. It was a total wreck. The car was burnt. It had a motor fire, and the main section under the hood to the right was burnt through the dash, and everything inside was melted to the floor. It was a frame-off car. We took it all apart. I had restored 35 SS Monte Carlos from 86 to 88 for a local salvage yard up in Mass. And I always wanted to do one my way. And I bought a wrecked IROC and put the motor on the frame and set it up, painted the frame, took the car totally apart and restored it back inside-wise to 86 SS. A year later, it had a traffic accident, and I decided to do it all over again. And after we went over the car completely again, I decided to change the interior to black and gray to be different than the next guy. And we decided, I bought the Chevrolet HO motor, which is much advertised as 345 horse, aluminum heads, 4-bolt mains, steel crank, pink rods, roller hydraulic cam, and I put the Corvette fuel injection on that motor, backed it up with a 700 transmission from a GTA with a shift kit from B&M, 373 rear end. I put Edelbrock headers on it, and we came to the show last year with 50 miles on it, and we won our class as modified and People's Choice for the late model. Well, this only made it worse because now we had the itch to go further. And we've had a lot of fun with the car, as you can see with the trophies. We've done a few things here and there, added some chrome. This year we put a complete ceramic coated, HPC coated exhaust system under it, took the mufflers out from under and put super traps on it, which picked up low end power a little bit. And a few minor modifications, but that's about it for the car for now.
Well, I can see, judging from the quality of the work that you have, a great many hours into it. Could you give me any possible estimate of the number of hours that you might possibly have in this car?
I don't know if I could. I don't think the calculator go that high, but the beginning of the car, I probably put off and on time. I probably had 300 or 400 hours in it. And then having my own business made it easier, a small repair business. I got caught up and I took a month off and just finished putting it together last year. And that was the only way it was going to get done, picking in between. But it is several hours, and there's no end. Anybody that's got a car, especially a black car, will find that out.
I'd like to ask you one final question. What is it about the Monte Carlo that turns you on? What excites you about the car? What do you like best about the Monte Carlo?
Monte Carlo always had a nice line to it, from the first right on out. At the first, I couldn't afford one, but I worked for a dealer, like I say, assembling the rebuilding vandalized cars. And I did several, and of course, they were everybody else's. You know, whether it's fuel injection, or a big block, or modifying the 305, there's a lot you can do with this car.
How'd we do?
About 2 hours.
We got a little lost. We're ready to pick the winning card.
Wow,
There
that's
you go.
too easy. Hey, you got a pair of 5s and a pair of 2s. How much money you got on you? We have some aces.
All right. All right.
Did you have fun? Good.
Once again, we've had a very successful annual convention. I took a count on the Saturday portion of the judge show, and at that time there were approximately 265 cars on the premises. This is a record number. It gets bigger and better every year. Certainly the quality has improved, and one of the most significant increases we've seen has been participation in the third generation. What we're watching right here is the spark plug removal competition. The individual starts with a small block cylinder head with 4 spark plugs in the head and has to remove and then reinsert all 4 spark plugs. This is the 6th convention we've had. We're going 3 years now. This is an extremely challenging competition. The best time thus far has been 38 seconds. And as you can see from the pace that this gentleman's working, it can be real tedious. Well, as you can see, every contestant has their own individual style as to how they want to loosen these plugs. There doesn't seem to be any one particular style that works best overall. The time to beat is 38 seconds. That's a very fast time. I don't know what the record in this event is, but I would say 38 seconds is right in the running for that. 37? 37? We do have a new time to beat in this event. 37 seconds is currently the benchmark, the fastest time. Once again, we've got a contestant who is feverish pace, trying to loosen and retighten the 4 spark plugs in an old cylinder head.
That's not a wall track, so you can pretty much guess what the problem's going to be this year, right? Okay, if that's the right to you, that's another reason.
As we can see from this particular contestant, he has started with the outside plugs first and is working the inner 2 now. Style doesn't seem to be an important consideration here when we're working against the clock. Speed and accuracy and getting the plugs reseated in the head are of primary importance. And 37 seconds is the benchmark at this time. And the contestant we're viewing right now has 38 seconds. He's trying to better his time. Very, very intense competition in today's spark plug removal contest. We've seen some really, really fast times today.
Ready? Go.
The 37-second time has been bettered by 2 seconds. The previous individual did have a 35-second time, and this gentleman has 37 seconds. He's trying to beat that, so it looks like we're having what would amount to, I guess, would be a wrench-off in the spark plug competition today. The gentleman does appear to be very good with his hands, and believe me, if you haven't tried this, this is very, very tedious. It really is not an easy thing to do. I would encourage anyone interested in trying to do this to practice at home, and I think you'll find that it is somewhat difficult. As you can see here, we've got a great number of people here at the front central headquarters convention here, and they're writing down a number of things. This is the music trivia contest. We try to have something for everyone here at the convention. If restoring an automobile or wrenching on one or waxing and buffing are not necessarily your thing, or you need something to do to relax and unwind after you've wrenched and buffed on that car all day and half the night, then the music trivia contest might be just up your alley. The individual with the most correct identifications of the songs our solid gold sound people have brought forward today will win a prize at tomorrow's awards ceremony. Oh, the music trivia contest is just finished, and as you can see, this lady's got a smile on her face, and we want to find out just why you have that big smile on your face. What is it about the music trivia contest that you like so well?
I like to test my knowledge on songs that I've heard recently and in years before.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Do you think you got them all right?
No. They all sound familiar, the rock and roll, but the country ones are what stumped me because they all sound the same to me.
Well, I dare say, and Howard just remarked something to me. I recognized one of those. It was, well, a little older than I care to think about. I guess in some cases we'd be showing our age a little bit, wouldn't we?
True.
And let me get your name and where you're from, just for the record. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Donna Lowe, and I'm from Keene, New Hampshire.
And how far did you drive to the event?
822 miles.
Well, that's quite a ways, folks. But as you can see, we do have something here for everybody. I want to thank you very much for attending the event. Are you having a good time?
Oh, it was a pleasure. Pleasure. It was worth every mile here.